Hey friends, thank you for reaching out. This is the second part to that video. There should have never been a second part. I knew I goofed up when I said this was an easy project. A simple project, I think, is what I used towards the end of the video. I goofed up somehow. I'm gonna give you the part two because there's already almost 2,000 views, so I don't want to take advantage of the system. So here's the second part to that. I do apologize. Everyone have a great evening. Bye-bye now. Okay, we'll come back to this view, but what a gorgeous look through here. You can see everything beyond the gate. You can see the flowers on the side, the pops of colors to the left and right, flanking both sides of the screen. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous view right through here. We'll come back to this. I want to get the front, but I just was like, oh, this is gorgeous. So anyways, yes, let's move forward. Okay, such a simple task. The front side was so easy. Actually, this whole project was pretty easy, but now we've got some color on here. What's good about this is it's pretty inexpensive. They had already marked down these at Walmart. I think it was 75% off already. So we're already getting these discounts. The petunias we went and picked up at Bumgar's right around the corner. And then if you remember, in the window box back there in the yellow shed, Bella's Creations, that area, we added some of those petunias that's gonna spill over. Then we've got a simple, this works so well, this potato vine, and it's got such a beautiful color to it. When I say beautiful, it's everything in a garden could be beautiful, right? But this is gonna shine really good up against there. So that's my way of expressing how excited I am when this actually all comes together. So in previous years that we've used this, we use potato vine on the front side all the time. Everything else kind of switches up, but potato vine, it's gonna come clear over here. In fact, once we get closer to fall colors, we'll put little pumpkins and gourds and stuff around them, and you can imagine the potato vine comes clear over there. We don't always use the petunias. This year I'm going to use some. I want to see if they'll spill over and really work together. Also in the video, I did not put in there, but I did have the one purple heart plants. And then my wife came out here and watered. So this one looks a little droopy, but it's just got the weight of the water. You can already see this one's popping out. And I bought this in a 4-pack, and it was 1 or 2 leaves, and that was a week ago. Our sun and the humidity here, this stuff will really, really pop. And then, not to be forgotten, the one here in the corner. Pretty simple. We just duplicated everything. Make sure that as we did it, that everything stayed simple and easy so it doesn't clash too much. We still do have these ones to plant up and some over there, but I'm trying to figure out the sun shade scenario. How much sun does this get in the evening? And I haven't been home lately enough in that certain window to find out, because we've had so much rain that everything's been in the clouds. So we're trying to work that out. But look at this. This is gorgeous. We got boxwoods and hostas and patience, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous look. If you're wondering all the names, and you skipped over me putting these together, I popped all the names in there. We did have one hosta. I think this is curly fries or French fries, something like that. I used to have 3 of them right beside me, right here. And I built this up, forgot that they were there, removed everything, and one made it back up. So unfortunately I lost 2 other ones in there somewhere, but we can divide that down the road. But I thought, well, I can just add that in there, and when we go and we fill in this space through here, whatever it is that we decide, it should turn out really well. This side over here, same thing. Hydrangeas and hostas. We just symmetrically made everything almost equal so that it didn't clash, and it was a really good look. Oh, we did add one begonia, I guess, in there. That's really remarkable. We do have this caladium right here. So yesterday, I had 2 visitors from the channel show up to our garden, Roberta and Leslie had brought me a few things in a meet and greet, and thank you so much, Leslie, if you're watching this. But she brought me that caladium as well, so I thought, well, I'll just pop it in there. So it's the only caladium. I think it works out perfect in this little spot. This will get about maybe an hour's worth of sun, just enough to make everything here happy. The hydrangea in the back may not be happy, but again, it may. So we'll see. Again, all this is just a trial and error. I'll know going into next season how that works out, and then we'll know whether this is a good spot for some of those more shade tolerant hydrangeas. So if we go through the gate, we've got a few more. Of course, again, those hydrangeas, and in fact, let's see. This potato vine doesn't get very much sun here, and look how remarkable it's already coming together. That's been planted in there for about 3 weeks, and then we just popped in lilies, your everyday alley lilies, whatever. Wherever you're at, everybody has a different name for them. Trash lilies, day lilies, whatever. But that's what we popped in there just as a filler. And this just looks really good. Right here at the end, I improvised and put 2 hostas in there of the same kind. I just thought it would be better. Now it really stands out and kind of just fills in this space a little bit better. The boxwood, most people would probably tend to shape them, spheres, boxes, a rounding habit, something. You know, in this garden, we just let things kind of just happen. And if it gets too much, then of course, then we'll move on and find something different for it to go into the garden. Now, all these blue planters are all that clay pots planters with some color on it. It's got a lot of nice patina. Here's what's going to happen. So a lot of the annuals will just, during the first frost, they'll be gone. And then we will take any boxwoods, hydrangeas, and we'll just kind of pop them in certain spots that need a little love in the garden somewhere. That's what we do every year. And then these clay pots will end up coming up off of the, or terracotta, whatever, however you call it, but they'll come up off of the soil. I'll completely empty them. Last season, my wife and son did, and we empty them, make sure there's no soil in there. And I was able to leave them out all season. But if there was a lot of snow that came in, I would probably remove the snow from inside there. So I could go over and I could take these into the garage, into a shed, or I can put some type of plastic or tarp covering over them. But essentially anything that's annual will be lost to the winter. So we've got about 7 more months probably before December hits. That's typically when our first frost comes in, maybe late November. But we will transition a lot of this stuff into the garden, and then we'll use the same style, the same pattern that we've got these here. We'll pop in gourds and mums and different fall color, just different things that you tend to see in your fall nurseries. So we'll do that. But I think that turned out really, really well. I'm excited about the whole thing. I'm going to give you one more look as we looked a while ago at the garden. Look how much it's transitioned from I showed you about an hour and a half ago. Now the sun is all baking the center grass area, and then as it transitioned, then we'll get the evening shade off of all the trees, and it romances this garden in a different style. So Roberta, Leslie, thank you guys for joining me in a garden tour. They got to tour the garden. I just kind of let them go at it and any questions they'd have. So if you are one that would like to visit our garden here in Eastern Kansas, shoot me an email and we'll work with you, see if our timing fits up. Leslie, thank you for the gifts. We will use some of the other rusty material that you brought to the garden. We'll be putting that in a video soon. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. We will see you folks on the flip side. Bye-bye now.